Okay, so it froze up when you guys froze up.
You're on. All right. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm seeing you as
now it's
offline.
offline. Yep.
Oh, now it's
And
back on
online.
live. It's
Yeah.
refreshing. There we
All
go. We're
right.
back up.
So. Mhm.
Okay, yeah, and I just heard you say so, so somebody turned it up to make sure you could hear it. All right,
Mhm.
so
I'm nowhere near the edge.
nowhere near the edge. Surge,
Yes. Not near the edge.
I
No
know,
one's near it.
but you're
I
probably
told Rock to put his gun down. He said no.
and give me a perception check because you were probably the only one that could catch this.
All right. Perception check. Oof.
You catch nothing.
Roll low.
All
Nothing
right,
goes over my head. I'm too fast. I would catch it.
I mean, yeah, we got high passes, but that's my roll.
okay, so with your high passive,
19 is my passive.
there's a gentleman standing directly behind you.
Well, that would be Rock. I ran up to D-Norm across the chasm.
Yes, well, then directly behind
There's a
both of
person
you.
behind us.
Yes.
All right.
Is there a
Um,
reason you're here?
yes, we have come to meet with a druid who lives in these hills, and we have been following a much younger druid from the town of Zur.
Yes, and he is where precisely?
Dead, stuffed in a bag because of a Nagpa who was claiming a territory as his. We figured we could
We're
bring him
bringing his
here and
remains to you.
possibly reincarnate him.
We
But
terminated.
I do not know the worth of the materials I have, so I did not want to waste my materials on the spot.
Still does not answer the question as to why you are here.
We seek the druid for training. We have an individual that needs some discipline.
And
Along
which
with
one of you?
information about the surrounding area due to gnolls, orcs, and other creatures encroaching upon it, being sent by some other being to attack all these settlements and people in the areas.
Now, with you turning to address said person that's standing behind you,
Hands up where you can see them.
yes, behind him you see an obvious stone path that leads across the crevice. Now,
And there was a kid stolen from us just now.
who's standing on the opposite side of the ravine right now?
We can see the kid.
I can still sense that that's the kid, or that's his clothing at least.
Oh yeah, I mean you're paying for his clothing or whatever for your detect object. That's him, or at least that's his clothing.
Yeah.
And he's standing there visible, waving.
He's unhurt.
He's unhurt.
All right. Rock will finally shoulder his weapon.
So you
Fling his
come
weapon.
looking for some. Now the guy that you're standing there looking at, he has a what looks like a gnarled wooden staff in one hand. There is an obvious hilt to a sword over his shoulder, and he is wearing um, brown and green robes. There's thorns in his that's wrapped around his head like a crown in his hair. Um, he sounds aged, but doesn't look aged. Does that make any sense to anybody?
Yes.
He doesn't have very much gray in his hair or his beard. It's not even really a long beard. It's just kind of a probably around like Sergeant Rock's thickness, but it's good and brown. Short hair, crown. He does have moss growing on his shoulders. You can see. Periodically, a bird will land on it, and there's a huge crystal in the head of the staff that he's holding. And
Rock sees a Finnish soldier. We were allies.
Do you say anything?
No.
Oh, okay. You're looking.
Do I know of this guy?
You do not. Matter of fact, you would have no knowledge of this individual whatsoever. But apparently, okay, I have to say this for Sergeant Rock's benefit as well. Sergeant Rock sees a man in black land on his staff, while everybody else sees the crow land on the head of the staff.
Huh.
It appears from the sky.
He just kind of flies out of the woods and lands on it.
So I reach out telepathically to the crow. Good to see you again.
And Rock just looks at the guy. Says,
Nods towards you, and you hear. You can't seem to be able to. I don't know if you've tried yet. Have you tried to touch the mind of the gentleman? And you froze.
Yeah.
And if Rod was here, he would take a screenshot of that and turn it into a miniature. So you've come looking for a druid. You bring the dead body of another. And you're looking for answers?
From what we've been told, he was the Archdruid's trainee, I guess.
And we lost him completely. So once he
Apprentice.
comes back, we will fix the cameras. There he comes.
And he's back.
Just because you didn't like my answer didn't mean you had to
Some
jump
latency
out.
issues, I think.
That's cool.
So I reached out to the crow's mind. I haven't tried to connect to the druid's mind.
Okay, so reaching out to the crow's mind, of course, you had your conversation with him. He said he's been watching you for a little while, so there you are. And why is your box smaller than what it was? Oh, because you're in a different location now, that's why. Okay, stand by, people. Got to do a little bit of shifting around on the screens because...
Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's just half your screen was showing Sergeant Rock's place on Twitch. What are your intentions?
Is he talking to everyone?
Yes.
I was just looking to talk to someone around here who knew a little bit about the been trying to track him down.
And why are you hiding your appearance, little one?
Well, it's kind of difficult when you look like a bear. People don't exactly accept you. And I found this cool little hat when we fought the Nagpa. Thought I might try it out.
He kind of waves his staff. Well, he doesn't wave his staff because there's a bird on it. He waves his free hand in your direction. And everybody, of course, Rock already saw it, everybody notices you change into the form you are currently traveling in, not the form you're trying to cover it
The
up.
werebear form?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm in hybrid form now.
Right.
Just put my hat in my pocket, I guess.
Fred lands.
Wait, what are we doing on the ground? What are you doing?
And
Hey,
kneels.
oh, and I tumble forward off of him and fall onto the ground. Oh, damn it, Fred. What is wrong with you? Who's that guy?
I'm gonna take a guess and say he's probably the Archdruid or a Archdruid of this area.
You're
Just
the
a
one
guess.
that's been messing with my alicorn?
Well, your alicorn knows respect, I'm sure. Archdruid is a strong term. It's a term I've not heard used for me for many centuries. Or, well, in millennia as far as your timeline is concerned. But you know what? He puts his hand out. The bird flies from the staff over to his hand.
I see a man jump over into
Yeah, pretty much is what you see. He and Sergeant Rock. How to do this? Because Sergeant Rock does not see the same thing you guys do.
So you can
I
just,
didn't really change for Sergeant Rock. I still look like a halfling.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you still look like what you've always looked like for Sergeant Rock because of the...
Little kid.
you can do a /W.
yeah, that's what I'm going to have to do.
Well, I certainly don't like being unceremoniously dismounted from my alicorn.
Your alicorn's one that dismounted you.
I know, unceremoniously even.
I think you whispered the wrong person.
I guess
Sergeant Rock.
Yeah. Look of surprise on Sergeant Rock.
Oh, I still have permission on Sergeant Rock's character sheet. That's probably why I got it too.
Probably why. But you don't see what I just told
I don't see it. I don't see it.
And he looks at you, or at least what you see. He tilts his head to the side, looks in your general direction. Interesting. Slams his staff down on the ground, and the whole clearing turns white.
With snow?
No, just white. Your vision and everything turns white.
That's bright. Or do we see the white too?
Everybody does.
That's bright. That's bright. Hey, turn the bright down.
It turn white. Is it like a bright white light, or it just turns white?
Extremely bright white light.
Oh, that's not nice.
I don't do
Close
good
my
in
eyes.
bright.
And as your vision starts to come to, you notice you're not standing on the ravine anymore. You're standing in what could only be described as a very elaborate garden. Colorful plants, vines, different kinds of trees, ducks. You could have sworn 2 or 3 of those trees moved around as if they were treants.
Yes.
And you do see that you are still surrounded by, what was it, 16 Eladrin of different seasons.
Yeah, they don't bother me. I'm gonna reach out mentally to one of the treants.
Wait, did he just do one of them portal door things or something?
Let's keep
no
communications open, shall we, little one?
The what? Huh?
It's my brothers. It's been so long since I had a chance to talk.
Yes, I do know of you. And I know of my old friend that's been chasing or following you. Now, he turns.
Am I still invisible?
Nope.
Okay.
That was disbanded a long time ago.
He turns and he points at there's a table, and the table is full of food. I'm sure you're famished and thirsty. Please.
Is the kid here?
Oh yeah,
The kid's
kid's
been on
already
that
sitting at
side
the
the
table
whole
eating.
time.
Well, I didn't know if the kid was at the table or something.
He's at the table now, sitting there eating. You got some big candied apples or whatever he's eating.
I gotta ask you your name. I'm Sergeant Rock.
Yes, Sergeant Rock. I've not heard that particular term in a while. You can call me Pelium.
Pelium.
Epilileum, for those who were writing it down. That is the name that I go by now.
Does that mean you used to have different names?
Over the millennia, I've had several different names, dear.
Any I would know?
I'm sure none that you would, but your friend
Asked.
there might have known 1 or 2 of them in his time.
Does he look like an elf?
He does not.
Or what's he look like? His race?
Looks human.
Looks human? Okay.
He's got mossy shoulders.
But his clothes have mossy shoulders. He, on the other hand, looks like a middle-aged human. But
Not Rip Van Winkle waking up with moss and stuff all over it.
But he does. His eyes have a light in them, not a physical light, but if you look at them, they seem to have some sort of I don't know how to actually put it.
Hello.
If you look at the man's eyes, you see that there's more there than a typical human's eyes, as if there's more behind it, more knowledge, maybe more power, however you want to establish that particular phrase.
Sergeant Rock seems to be looking over the guy's head when he says, General Pelium, I got to know what your intentions are for this kid, because he's our ward. Before I break for chow, I'd like to know if you're honorable.
Me and
I
Fred are
sense that
just going to
this guy's
wander over
pretty
to the
honorable,
table.
right?
Huh?
Sorry, go ahead, Corporal.
No,
Me and Fred are just going to wander over to the table and start eating.
Dux, what were you saying?
I said just like through interaction with him, like I guess passive insight. I feel that he has no malintent.
Well, with your passive insight, you know that if he
17.
wanted you squashed, you'd be
Yeah,
squashed.
I would have been squashed, especially since he cut off my mental communication when I reached out to the tree ants.
Yes.
I'll just go
Well,
over
you
it.
kind of got that. You garnered that ability prior to even seeing the bright white light.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Does
go
he-
over and eat.
Produce any kind of near?
Actually, he does. He produces a rainbow of near, as if it swirls around his entire body.
Except for black.
No, all of it. He is.
Oh, he has black here too.
There's a little bit mixed in there.
Evil. He's got an evil streak, just like
He's
all of us.
got he's got a lot of the gold color. There's some black. There's some purple, some red, lots of green. It's as if he's been around long enough to have some connection to all of it.
Okay.
So is he still wanting our full attention, or can I start to wander a little bit around
Oh,
the
he's
clearing? Or
pointed
are we
at the
still
table.
surrounded?
He's pointed at the
Okay.
table for you to go sit down and eat.
All right, so I'm going to pick up some food and I'm going to go and wander over towards the Eldridge and try striking up a conversation.
Brock's waiting for an answer. He wants to know what the deal is with the kid.
You brought the child here for a reason, did you not?
Yeah, we expect him to get some discipline and some training. He set on a better course of life.
I've not taken an apprentice.
Discipline training.
I have not taken an apprentice. And what has it been? 5,000 years or more?
Where's your change?
But if you would be so kind as to let my... You guys don't know this game. Chest partner out of the bag, I would so appreciate it.
Oh yeah, I pulled the guy out of the bag and set him next to him. Sorry, didn't have any other way to transport him.
It was a little bit easier. I could have reincarnated him, but I don't have the components possibly.
I think this is going to be a true resurrection here pretty quick.
He reached down,
Maybe.
touches his middle finger right between the eyes, runs it down to his chin, opens his mouth, and as he opens his mouth, you can hear him take an intake of breath.
Get in.
His eyes flutter open,
Guinness.
and
Alice.
he sits up.
Guinness. Get in here.
Oh, I'm going to eat some more food and get a bigger drink. Never get used to that.
Now, as far as my intentions with the child, that's entirely up to you. And of course, my friend here. Sergeant Rock, I need you to give me a perception check. Mainly because something he said may have triggered something in you.
But only if I roll well. Yeah, I didn't roll bad.
Off to the
Guide
side.
yourself.
Off to the side. Not where the food's at, but the other direction. You see what looks like a table made out of... almost as if a tree grew up and created a table. And on that table, you see different colored squares. And on the squares, you see little fairies. Little fey creatures, and they're all dressed in different kind of armor. You've got like, what is it? I want to say 12. My mind's a little furry on it.
Eight.
Fuzzy. Is it? Yeah, 'cause
8.
8 across.
16. First
So,
side.
There's 8 in black with one set of armor. There's white. The other side is white with a set of armor. You have one that's dressed like a queen, one that's dressed like a king. 2 of them that are carrying what looks like, well, I mean, in your day they were called, what do we call? No, they were ponies on a stick. You know, your kids would run around.
Knights. Knights.
Like jousting knights?
No, they're the
little pony
horse's head
heads
on a stick.
On a stick. So
Oh,
the
like
little
carousel
Kid
horses.
toy. No, the kid toy that you
The
put
kid
between your
toy,
legs and
yeah.
you run around with it.
Oh,
But
okay.
Sergeant Rock would notice what it looked like because he's seen them before, I'm sure, in that time period. You guys are like, why is there a little bitty horse head on a stick? A couple of them's got these, which look like their hats look like the top of a citadel or a church, not a church, but a castle tower. And then a couple of them are dressed with these weird-looking tall hats that Sergeant Rock would recognize as a bishop hat.
Rock is more of a checkers man, but he recognizes the chess.
Yes, and you've not seen one of these since you've gotten here. Actually, nobody else here knows this game.
Well, that was actually my question because I know that my father was a student of ancient stuff, but would I have been introduced to that?
Give me a history check, and we'll see if you have the possibility of catching some of that. Now, you might have seen a small horse head miniature at one point in time, but you don't know much about the game. How is your father, Dux?
Last we spoke, well, let's just say we didn't part on the best of terms.
Nobody ever parts from your father on the best of terms.
We'll just say that he thought that I should be more like him, and I wanted to follow my own path.
Yeah, he is very strict in that manner. Of course, he has been
Rock, okay,
in life as well as in death.
He hasn't changed, I know.
And you, Sarge?
my father was proud to see me go off to war and fight for our country.
I don't know. I was asleep during that time period.
Not sure what you're talking about. It was a matter of years.
I slept through most of the wars of man.
Oh, well, that might have been good thinking on your part.
Yes. I
What woke you
delved
up?
too much in the... what woke me up was when man finally destroyed himself.
Oh, is there a Statue of Liberty around here that I can yell "you bastards" at?
Does it see a head with a thing on it?
What?
Statue of Liberty. You're referring to that large monstrosity that was given to one country by another?
The woman with the torch up this guy's butt?
Not that
Well,
you
it was
know
just a
that.
torch raised, not really used in any other way. But yeah, the Lady Liberty. That's what I'm referring to.
I believe that was probably one of the first things destroyed when the new
Wait,
world spawned.
Does he know about the portal thing in the lab that we saw?
That's why man should not mess with magic.
You're talking about the portal? Out of character? He's talking about
Yes,
the okay.
he's referring to that.
So you know where the portals all went to?
What do you mean, their final destination, where they were connected to?
Yeah.
And next-
Yes. There were several locations.
Well, we know
Some-
one of them was called Mount Sinai.
That was the old name of a military base, but yes.
Do you know how to get there?
I've traveled there before. Matter of fact, not long ago, a small troop of escaped slaves left there.
Well, we were looking for some kids that were taken by a lich, and we didn't know if maybe they were taken there.
No, there's no children there.
Do you know about the lich?
Yes, dear, I know about the lich from the moment he woke up.
Do you know where he has the kids?
Lots of questions.
Sorry, but I kind of want to get the kids back to their parents. I'm sure they're scared.
Tell you what, eat, relax, enjoy my hospitality, and I will decide whether I should give you any more information. My help with man ended a long time ago.
Well, the lich really isn't a man, though, is he?
No, but he once was. A man like Sergeant Rock here.
Is he a general?
I believe that's what your people called them, yes.
He's the general that was in the photo, or in the movie.
Well, I don't know if you knew any of my people, but I'm definitely not a man.
No, my dear, you are of the demon-touched. I believe the term they use now is tieflings, but we all called you Fae in my day. Before the Fae left this world to the Fae wilds and the other realms, where it was safer for them.
We
Since
have been called many things, that's true.
Yes. And there's been many types of Fae that have found it interesting that they've now reclaimed this world that man has ran them from. Of course, that happened a long time ago as well. Hence one of the reasons why I quit helping the realms of man.
Well, I got to tell you, that general fella, you know where he is. We kind of have a commission. He needs a court martial, and I got a 30 caliber court martial waiting for him.
Interesting terms and phrases from you, my friend. You don't mind if I call you my friend. You seem to be a delightful chap to listen to.
Well, you haven't been hostile yet, so
I hear him talk every morning. He goes on and on about things we have no idea what he's talking about.
That's because he's like me. He is from a different time than you are.
Maybe a different place, too.
Actually, my friend, not so different. You were invading my homeland at one point in time. Granted, I had already gone to sleep by then.
He's a German.
No, not German.
French?
Probably used the wrong phrase there. You were assisting in the
Liberation of his homeland?
I
He's
believe the
French.
place you called where I was sleeping at the time was Great Britain.
Dumb. You wouldn't happen to live in a place where stones have been erected with little kind of cross, yeah.
Like a bunch of doorways without walls. Just a bunch of doorways to nowhere.
Don't let that fool you. That they were doorways.
I thought it was just a big calendar of some sort.
No, that's
So
the
what
way
was-
the Fae were able to escape your world.
It was the transportation hub, how the Fae got away.
I didn't see a DHD there. I don't know how it works.
Well, that's because magic was gone by time you came around, Sarge. Your world was once imbued with magic just like any other. Until
Yeah,
man
we got our own
decided he
magic.
wanted more lands and more... destroyed what he did not understand. So magic left, along with the Fae.
So we had to make our own magic. Things like power plants and the 8th Air Force and stuff like that.
Yes, and see how well that worked out for you.
Tell you what, we were about to take the Nazis out of the game.
Oh, it did not stop with your Nazis. You humans waged wars for centuries. Some in the name of gods, some in the name of something called fuel. I may have slipped, but I still caught the whispers. There's a ghost. Ah, he's gone.
Yeah, well, every animal has their distinguishing characteristics, and the animal called man has war.
Yes. Man is never pleased with what he has, he always wants more.
Progressive
Hence-
feast.
Hence
for chow.
why you have your lich now.
So how do we get hold of that guy for his appointment?
Are you guys eating by any chance?
I am.
Rock is about to go,
I am,
but he-
yeah.
All right.
I would
so-
have gone over there, but I'm watching them and listening.
All right, so the
Rocket-
food that you're eating, it tastes like the sweetest version of what you grab. You know, if you grab an apple, it's got a nice crunch, it's juicy. Dux, you said you was wanting to have a few words with the treants.
Yes.
They say you want news of Ankar. Ankar was the treant that took you in, correct?
Yes. So I know that depending on their tribe, they're like connected and stuff. So I just didn't know if they were connected to him and his tribe or not.
Well, you do speak their language. Now you said you were talking about the Eldrin. You weren't talking to the Treants.
No, I went over to talk to the Treants. I went to the M-Car first, but then our host called me back to talk about my dad, and I decided to go talk to the Ents.
All right. Do you speak Sylvan?
I mean, according to my backstory, I should, but I don't think I have it listed.
All right. So you try to talk to the Eldrin, and they respond to you in Sylvan. They may understand your language, but they don't respond in it. As far as the Treants are concerned, you ask about Ankar. They tell you the root, something along the lines that the roots say he's fine and is in a safe grove of his own. Other than that, they couldn't tell you more. The roots have not spoken.
Okay, so I'll eat my food while I communicate and while I just chat with them and enjoy nature.
Sergeant Rock, are you not hungry?
Pardon the General's permission, sir. I would appreciate an opportunity to go to chow, but I was waiting to be dismissed.
Okay, Sergeant Rock, I am not a general. I am a druid.
You fill the role in this situation, sir. By your leave, I'll partake.
And you do hear a hearty chuckle from him as he's like, Sergeant Rock, go eat something.
Yes, sir.
And he makes his way to the man he just resurrected and starts walking off, kind of whispering to him. Unless...
I will speak to him in Infernal to see if he understands.
Ooh.
I will tell him that I have been sent by the order of the Merry Men, that my god is best, and that I was specifically sent here both to kill the Lich, as the paladins of my order have determined me to do, and also to make sure Rock followed the correct path and stopped following his Lich destiny.
Okay, when you start mentioning paladins and forcing people to follow a certain kind of destiny, you kind of catch a sneer. And he responds to you in Celestial. Can you understand that?
I do not.
Rock,
When he notices
I will.
When he notices you don't seem to understand his Celestial response, which was paladins in the day of man were no better, always trying to force the rule of their ideas on others. Hence, several wars were fought that way. You don't respond, but he notices the rest of them do, and he waves dismissively at him. You can explain to her what I said, as he continues to walk off talking to the young man he just resurrected.
He's not fond of paladins. He says they're no more good.
But I was sent here to do good.
Even Arthur's paladins
So you
said
think.
wrong.
I get the impression that you might have to go to war to do good, as I did. And I think the old general there doesn't like war.
I don't want to do war, I just want to kill the Lich.
And maybe both sides think they're doing what's best.
He notices the argument or the disagreement or the conversation you're having. He turns and looks in you both, all y'all's direction. He said, I've only known one man who was pure. But even he was corrupted by his paladin knights.
Oh, who is that?
No one you would know. His name was Arthur. And he walks away.
We don't have any Arthurs in our order. I don't know what he's talking about.
Well, he would have had a cool sword if you did have one.
Ring any bells to you, Rock, since you guys seem to be on more similar terms?
The Lady of the Lake, her clad in shimmering samite, held aloft So he guesses. He says, yeah, there's this old tale by a guy named Tennyson about Port of Arthur, king, man who would be king. I'm sure that's what he's talking about.
Well, what happened with him then, for what he said?
According to the tales, I'm just kind of going by the cliff notes. I had to study to get through class, but yeah, he was connected to land in some way, and it was an evil magician that conned him into compromising his land, and then he had to go on a quest to recover his powers or something. He had a guy named Merlin helping him. Good story. Just don't know all the
So,
details.
strange woman lying in ponds distributing swords is no basis for a system of government.
Not in
I
America.
agree. I agree. Anyway,
Same executive power direction.
so Arthur was a paladin?
Yeah, apparently that guy, it fits the profile of the story that Tennyson wrote, too. So, yeah. Yeah, the paladin of the land, I guess.
Well, I mean, I only know about my order because, quite honestly, I'm the only tiefling that's ever been a paladin. So I really don't know any others.
I'm sure there's others around.
Well, I'm sure there are. It's just that, none of them wanted anything to do with me.
Maybe
was
that's a
their
reason of
loss.
personality.
You hear off in the distance.
I didn't hear you.
That was their loss. As he still seems to be chatting with the young druid.
Thank
Tell
you.
Corporal, it takes some getting used to, but, you're in my respect as well.
Well, thank you, Sergeant Rock. That's quite a compliment.
Yeah, put you in for some appropriate accommodations and maybe promotion when I get back to headquarters.
Okay.
From the sounds of things, I don't know if there is a headquarters.
No, there isn't. The way of thinking, and he thinks that way.
The
Yeah,
only
and then he's going to sit down next to the kid at the meal, and he's going to start eating, and he's going to go, "Hey, kid, I think we got you an apprenticeship. Make the most of it."
promotion I know about is learning more spells. Being taught more ways to heal and
Now,
serve.
as you sit down next to the kid and he is eating, he doesn't respond to you because his mouth is full, and he looks like he's eating an apple, but the apple is rather shiny, almost as if it's got some sort of confection over it.
What's a hot guy?
It's everyone here as players know it's a candied apple.
Oh,
it's
of
not
course,
a
Rock
tip.
would know.
Yeah, Rock would probably know too, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he bobbed for this kind of thing. But yeah, he'll go looking over the table. He wants a caramel apple.
And you find one, and the kid's like he's never tasted anything like this before. These are weird, but they're good.
Pretty tasty, huh? Yeah, well, you might want to try some candy corn.
Candy corn? What is that?
Yeah, they had candy corn in World War II. We'll show them that. Yep, and of course they had Hershey bars, as we all know. The troops were distributing them like bargaining chips.
And Lucky Strikes.
Hershey bars and candy. Why would you make corn into candy?
Guess I don't know. Use the kids.
You confuse me. And he continues eating his apple. What's everybody else doing?
Kid, you might just want to stick to regular food. He talks about a lot of weird stuff.
I mean, if it tastes good, what's the difference?
And he holds up a half-eaten candied apple and says, "You ought to try it."
Yeah. Don't eat too many of them. It'll ruin your teeth.
An apple can't ruin your teeth.
Candied apple can. Yeah. Go light on the candy corn, too.
Okay. This venison is really good, though.
Yes, it is.
It is cooked perfectly.
And the meat
A little bit on the raw side.
Meat falls off the bone.
Yeah, Rock is looking to make a turkey dinner with dressing and mashed potatoes with gravy.
And you're looking across the table as you're thinking of this, and your first glance, you don't see any of that. But then all of a sudden, you do kind of notice, well, there's a bowl that I didn't see a minute ago, and inside it's got some sort of gravy.
Wow.
It's almost as if whatever you think of or however you like your food, it's on the table.
Well, it's more like expectation. A really serious buffet, would have these stuff. You just got to look. They'll keep going. Well, there must be turkey over here.
Yep.
Oh, but dressing over here. Yep.
And so Rock's just walking back and forth along the table.
That's right. Yep.
I didn't have to look far. The venison was right in front of me when I sat down, and it's just a little past raw, which is the perfect way to cook it.
At dessert time, you'll notice that Rock believes in a ratio of whipped cream to pumpkin pie of 50-50 by weight.
So he has some strange-looking pie
It's a bowl of whipped
with
cream.
this white stuff on top of it.
And you also notice a giant bowl of blood pudding made from real blood.
Everybody else?
You are going to be disgusted by what I'm eating. And you may remember, Dan, my favorite food is guts and cabbage.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds like Dux's menu, too. Are you guys related?
That looks lovely. What does that taste like?
Oh, yeah, here. Try some.
Thank you, I will.
About May I and Ducks?
I'll have
I would
some
think
jambalaya.
Guts and cabbage kind of guy. Sounds like Ducks.
I'm eating
I don't know. I'm getting this.
nothing. I'm sitting eating grubs and stuff. That's what I grew up on. I mean, my favorite delicacy.
So
Getting flashbacks of Peter Pan.
You have a piece of bark in front of you with grubs and stuff crawling all over it.
So chatting with the Ents, catching up.
All right. They don't have any more information beyond what you've already asked.
No, I'm just talking to them in general, not about Onkar, just talking about the forest, about the trees, how their life's going, how they're enjoying being part of this grove.
And they tell you they've been here for a very long time. They don't. I mean, are you trying to dig for information? Or are you
No, just chatting.
Right? May I? You were eating whatever you call jambalaya. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Just check with the kid, see if he likes this place, and he will enjoy learning more about being a druid here.
All right. Now, every one of you who have sat down and eaten, you've only been here, 5 minutes or so. But you feel completely rested, as if you've taken a long rest.
Yay.
The food is refreshing. I'm really, really enjoying this. I'm surprised he has my kind of food here. Most people don't keep demon food around,
Yeah, well, that just looks like British food. I found out when I got to Europe that they have sort of an opinion about heaven and hell. They say that in heaven, the cooks are French, so we like French food. The policemen are British, the nice little bobbies, right? The engineers, German. The mechanics are Swiss. That's how it is in heaven. But in hell, the cooks are British. The policemen are German. And the engineers are French. Remember how well that Maginot Line stood up? Yeah, and then the guys running everything is the Italians. That's in hell.
I have no idea what you're talking about. No, what is Swiss, French, German? What is all the? You are, exhausting.
A treat. That's what he is.
I don't think we've all sat together and ate like this in a long time.
I think the last time was the Heroes Feast we had back before we fought the Butcher.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was good. The venison was overcooked, but it was good.
Rock will promote some more confusion. He'll ting on his glass and propose a toast. Propose a toast to our fabulous host. The Golden Dragon has made a fabulous spread.
That's not his name.
Dragon.
His name was Eveline. Don't you remember that?
Epileum, yeah. Golden Dragon, Epileum, yeah.
What?
Why'd you give him a title like that?
Well, he looks like a golden dragon, so I think That maybe that's his rank too.
Okay, have you been taking a little too much drink?
Well, we know about Sergeant Trusite, right?
I don't.
Have you shared that?
I think he shared that because he was talking about the bird when he's up in the crow's nest.
But he's always crazy.
Yeah.
So
Always talking crap. Yeah.
I can try and believe him, but I'm still not going to believe him.
I mean, remember, he was brought here by the Lich, so he's already got that strike against him. You know.
I mean, he already makes no sense.
I don't strike or no strike.
As
But
soon
his
as
morning
Corporal,
briefings are pretty confusing.
as soon as Corporal P suggests that he might have had too much drink, it goes, too much drink sounds like a good idea. And then he grabs a bottle and starts slurping. He knows how he's going to finish them.
You remember the last time you had too much drink? It turned out bad.
I feel safer here.
I will say I think it's a matter of perspective.
Well, I mean, you were all unconscious at a table.
Yep,
is all
he
I know.
woke up
Wait.
seeing things.
I want to get drunk too.
And as you guys start talking about drinking, a best way to describe is a half goat comes walking up towards the table.
Satyr.
Yes, a satyr. Brings a pitcher and starts pouring glasses.
I'll
Rock
stick
waits
with
for
the tea.
And he wants to see if the guy still looks like a satyr when he's within 30 feet of Rock.
Oh yes, he does.
Nice costume.
The blood is a little cold. Could I have a little warmer glass, please?
Doesn't pour anything more, but your glass is warmer.
Delightful.
I just have the satyr stay near me because I'm throwing back one after another.
I'm nursing it slowly.
I want to see if I drink enough, I'll wake
What are
up
you doing,
speaking
may I?
Sylvan.
Drinking tea.
What is tea?
He's on the wagon. I mean,
It's kind of like a warm tea or something.
Earl Grey.
All right.
Some poupon.
Let's see. As you say that, you see a mug that's on the table in front of you starts to fill up with steaming water. And you see a bag, it looks like a tea bag, come floating across the air towards you. Now, Sergeant Rock, on the other hand, sees a little winged creature, it looks like Tinkerbell, carrying that thing and bringing it towards you. But you just see a tea bag come over and drop into your cup.
Okay.
Rock is going, buddy, no time for teetotaling. You should partake in some of this fabulous fluid right here.
What are you dipping in there? Is it a human part or something?
It's tea.
Oh yeah, it's
Okay.
It's a bag of herbs.
Are you
Yeah.
sure it's not an
soaked in
R
water.
or an S?
R and S. What?
Well, you said it was
R
a
or
T.
S.
Could it be a U or a V?
Yeah, I think he's talking about,
Oh, it's a XYZ.
It's crushed up plant.
you know, the seventh note, you know, of that musical tune, you know, doe, deer, a female deer.
No, I don't.
The
What is
doe.
he singing now?
I don't know.
I'm just sitting back watching.
At least
Rock,
it,
you don't sing well. Just stop.
yeah. And you shouldn't have taught the child such strange words either.
I think he's doing great.
Start singing drinking songs.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, my musical scale song runs out at T. I only get up as far as la, he always must obey.
Is it me, or does he always sound like a cat is being tortured in some way?
You know what? I think I'm going to string my harp.
Yep, the satyr pulls out his little horn.
So I jump up on I'm drunk by this point, so I jump up.
I don't know.
On
Are you? Give me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
All right, an ensemble. I'll do drums.
Dang it!
Not yet. Sergeant Rock, give me a Constitution saving throw. Sergeant Rock's pretty close. He's buzzing.
All right, I drink 3 or 4 more mugs that the satyr gives to me.
All right, then do it at disadvantage.
He's got a goal now.
Yes.
Oh yeah, you're definitely 3 sheets to the wind.
Hey, Rock, should I cure it?
I jump up on Corporal's head and I string strings between her horns and start playing a harp.
Nope, not gonna cure it.
Yeah. Thanks for celebrating, Serge.
I will pull out my flail to convince him to get off me.
Wait, you said get off you?
Get off me, or I will impale you with my horn.
Music together.
I'm going to start swinging the flail to make sure he knows I'm serious.
Dexterity save.
And as you go to swing the flail, everybody sees sausage appear in your hands.
Sausage? What is this?
I take a bite.
Can I get him off my head?
Spicy sausage.
Ooh, yummy.
I want him off my head.
As you
I'm playing 3 sheets to the wind.
Your feet start to leave the Corporal Punish's back as you're being lifted off of her.
I'm holding on to my heart.
I probably see a proper.
He's still thrumming at your the string between your horns.
I am going to try to impale him on my horns.
Ooh, 4-foot horns.
As you're
On a 3-foot man.
You're pulled away, and somebody actually brings you a harp to play. I think this would be a lot less painful for you to play on, my friend.
Oh, thank you. So I started playing the harp.
You know any tunes?
I still want to try to impale him, though.
The hand on your shoulder says, "My dear, let's not do that here, please."
But that was annoying.
Yes, well, you're here to relax.
Maybe this is the first
him from your back.
I've been drunk with this party.
Can you at least get the string from between my horns?
What string?
It's not there anymore?
This one?
It's not there anymore.
Oh, too bad.
I want my guests comfortable.
Back in my bag.
Annoyed.
I have a question. Are we allowed to fly here?
I would prefer not.
Oh, Fred's getting a little restless. That's why I was wondering.
Oh, Fred's fine.
Okay. He likes to let his wings go free.
He's definitely letting something go free. He's with the other alicorns.
Oh, you have more. That's wonderful.
It's gonna be little baby Freds.
It's been a long time since he's been with one of his own.
Sure it has. It's been a long time since he's been one of his own. So, is the food agreeable?
It's delicious. It's some of the best food I've ever had in my life.
I see.
Excellent.
I see that Dux and Sarge have definitely decided to partake in my hospitality. Why has no one else?
I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with Dux.
I am playing the harp so well right now.
Give me a performance check.
Oh, I was doing just dexterity. I guess performance.
Disadvantage since you have been drinking.
Okay.
I'll guide you.
You're guiding me?
Yeah, I'm guiding you.
No bail.
And he's singing the top
I have
of his
no
lungs.
musical talent.
What song are you singing, Dux?
3 sheets to the wind.
Actually, I'm going to say you're probably trying to repeat the song that Sergeant Rock's been singing the entire time you've been trying to play with. No, the doe, a deer, female. Deer.
I'll join.
So, yes, it is like the worst performance that anybody has ever heard.
And I'm sober.
Yes, while I appreciate your hospitality.
He finishes the tune with an 18-point drum roll straight out of Inagata de Vida.
Well, I appreciate your hospitality. It is against my oath to drink.
I'm a recovering alcoholic. And can I get another table? This seems to be
I
a
pull
little loud.
Why would you like one closer to the kitchen, sir?
Join us.
Put that guy at the little kids' table with some Diet Coke.
Hey, Ducks, why don't we just go join him?
So as
Yeah,
they're
the little kids' table. I have my harp and I give my flute to Brother May I. Here, play with us.
so as they start to play this music that is god awful, you
Hey, I
actually
got a 20 bucks for
start to
drums.
hear music playing louder than they are, but it doesn't seem deafeningly loud, just enough that it tones out their sound, and it's rather soft.
Huzzah!
And it's almost natural kind of music. It sounds like, you know, bubbling brook mixed with the sway of the trees, almost like the some of the plants are drumming against a hollow log to make the drum type noises. It's almost as if the nature around you is joined into the music and is making what they're doing sound better.
So now we can roll with normal roll instead of disadvantage.
If you wish.
I'm
Would it-
still rolling normally.
Would it be possible to go see the Alicorns? I like to sleep with Fred, and I'm getting a little sleepy.
But I'll
Doing
guide
better.
myself.
Well, your day has just started. Did you not just finish a long rest?
Never mind. I'm not going to bother with that roll. I'll take that. I will take that.
I'm playing better than I was, at least.
Yeah, it's working hard to tune you out.
I guided myself, and that I just decided,
Well, what
you know
exactly
what?
is it,
I got
Serge?
this.
What exactly is Serge doing?
He's singing with me
Oh,
while
yeah.
I play the harp.
Yeah.
So with,
It's
like-
with a 0.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's not singing, that's squalling.
Wait. So he's singing he's a seagull? Is that what we're saying right now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a bag of 9 cats.
So. the
Well, I
music
mean, I
player-
know we just slept, but with the warm blood and the good food, I don't know. I mean, I could fall asleep. I don't think I will, but can I go play with the Alicorns?
I mean, it's entirely up to you, my dear. They are a tad preoccupied, but I'm sure they won't mind your intrusion.
That would be great. Thank you. And I will wander off to wherever they are.
Yeah, well, I tell you what a drunk soldier would do in this situation. Are there any dames around?
There's chess.
If there's any girls there, I want to do them.
He said dames, not games.
Yeah.
I got cards.
It's not that kind of grove, my friend. Just enjoy the food and the music.
He's gonna play the satyr and start chasing the dryads.
After a little bit of your merriment, all of a sudden those who have been drinking feel sober.
Oh,
Oh.
man.
Yeah.
I'm just fine. I never got drunk.
So I go from singing really poorly to actually being able to hold a tune.
Can you?
Let's see. Guys, be sure you roll with advantage, right? Because nature's helped me out.
If you wish to roll it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
you're
there you
real
go.
good.
Yeah, you're not slurring your words anymore, and you're starting to sound a little better.
My notes aren't off tune anymore.
I mean,
um,
I can't let him show me up.
Rock has to say, with the beer goggles on, I mean, those Eldrin were starting to look a little high. But without the beer goggles, he's like, okay, well,
I'll
what's this
inform
ever?
you that the summer ones are.
They are hot.
Did any of you guys see the D20 of the Ring webcomic?
No.
Oh, it's very funny. It's very funny. It's a group of D&D players that the author of the comic takes clips from the movies of Lord of the Rings, and he has them playing the various characters in the movie, right? So they all start out their starting session with, why do we all have to play hobbits? And one guy's going, well, I got a ranger, right? And as the story progresses, they get to Rivendell, they go, hey, I brought in a couple of extra players, so we're going to bring in these new guys here. And the guy playing the ranger goes, oh, wow, that chick is hot. And the guy playing Legolas goes, no, Legolas is a man. Oh, I don't think so. I saw the picture.
All right.
Oh.
So, you came here for a reason. I'm sure it wasn't just to party and partake my food.
Well, it's just to get that apprentice an opportunity to be apprenticed.
Yes, I won't be doing that, but I believe...
Yes, we had a...
I believe somebody... I have someone who can take care of him. That's the only reason you came, was to bring this child to me?
Well, there was also
well,
the whole
I will
situation
not be
with the
teaching
surrounding
another
area.
Human anything. Like I said, I involved myself in the world of man a long time ago. It did not turn out well, and I refuse to return to that. So I will not be guiding him. But he will. And he points to the guy you just resurrected.
Just as long as it's not this guy, and I point to Serge.
I have no idea why.
Well, I'm sure there are reasons.
So I go
teach
forward.
a kid how to play with fire and not teach him how to do it properly.
So while May and
responsibly.
Serge are arguing, I go forward to talk to our host, and I tell him that I've heard tale of monastic traditions that pass on master titles. Have you heard anything of this?
Well, there's a lot of traditions out there in this world that have changed over the millennia. I'm sure if you decide to train at a monastery for the remainder of your life, you might make mastery.
No, it's the tradition that I heard was that if you beat the master, then you earn his title. Have you heard of this?
I have not.
Okay. Maybe it was a folklore.
Or maybe it was some young apprentice's wishful thinking.
Maybe.
Well,
But
Rock's
it is a
gonna-
big world. I'm sure you'll find something. Rock.
Since we've got a specialist joining us, Rock will go over and introduce himself. Sergeant Rock, I understand you're some kind of intel specialist or something like that. Going to join our squad.
Who are you talking to?
The guy that we just got raised, right? He's going to join us.
Join
Huh?
you?
He's going to teach the kid.
What do you mean join you?
He's going to be the one who takes on the apprentice?
I mean, I got killed on the way here.
Yeah.
What kind of joining you mean?
Oh.
I'm just, look, I'll be honest with you. I just tell the weather. I don't do much more than that. I come up here because Apelium likes to play this archaic battle game they called chess in his time, or even, I don't know, whatever. And he teaches me a few things, but he won't take me in as an apprentice. He refuses to. But he does say I can teach the child some discipline in the arts. But as far as trouble with you friggin' lunatics, no.
All right, well, I guess I misinterpreted. Yeah, if you see the general, though, tell him we could use a little bit of, support in a variety of ways, maybe some logistics or intel support or,
That's
we're on
something you'll have to
quest.
talk to him about. I mean, look, he says he's been around for quite a long time and has seen a lot of things. He says millennia. I don't know what millennia is supposed to mean. But
It's a hell
huh?
of a long time, 1,000 years.
So millennia is 1,000 years.
Yeah, we might be using some hyperbole when he says that.
I don't know.
He also did mention 3,000 to 4,000 years while he was asleep or something like that.
He said he was awake. He said he was sleeping during your time. So
Yeah, he can say all kinds of weird stuff. Yeah, he may not be entirely rational, but he obviously has a lot of power, and he might have some of the kind of support we need to get our task accomplished now that we've dropped the kid off.
I mean, you could try to convince him. I don't know what he'll do for you, but he says he stays out of the affairs of man. He
Yeah, he's
just
trying to
wishes
be
to be
neutral.
left alone up here in his druid grove, is what he calls it. Now, I mean,
Yeah,
I
well,
can teach the kid and try to train him and help him grow to be a better druid if that's what he wants to be. If he shows aptitude for it, which I'm gathering from some of the conversations you've had that he does.
yeah, I'm sure he'd be an excellent candidate. You might learn some stuff from him as well.
Oh, well, freck you too. But
He's learned to march like a pro, and he's got a few Jodies down.
Jody's March.
You'll find out.
Jody, I know, is the one that catches fish at the docks. Hope that's not what you're talking about.
You'll find out.
Okay.
All right, I'll get the group together, and I'll go. Yeah, well, apparently the old General Apelium wants to play Swiss on us. He's not going to get involved, so we should probably get back on task and go see if we can track down that lich.
Okay, when you get to where the alicorns are at, Fred is chasing a filly around. And they're kind of running around in circles and in what looks like a glade. And not really paying you much mind when you come walking up, but because he's pretty much chasing her around. She'll turn around and kind of dance backwards a little bit and then take off running and he'll chase after her. But you notice neither
Well,
one of them take to the air.
yeah, I figured I'd just do a little sparring with my horns and their horns, who are not otherwise engaged in romantic intentions.
Alright, so with that, you wanted to. You whispered you were going to cast something. He chuckles when he hears you whisper that to him. Brother, may I?
Well, this was before
I
you
know.
cleared the drunk. Okay.
I know.
Oh.
I'm just saying, at that point in time, he kind of chuckled in your general direction, and then that's when he snapped his fingers and
Okay.
pretty much cast Greater Restoration on anyone who was currently intoxicated. I'm glad you was able to partake in some of my hospitality, but you're here for a reason, other than to drop this child off. I will listen to your reasons and your request, and we will find out what all that is in about 10 minutes or so, since we're going to take ourselves a bit of a break. So anybody can go use the restroom, get drinks, get snacks, whatever you need to do. We'll be back in about 10 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. So don't go far.
10 minutes.
All right, and we're back. We're oh, and apparently I'm drinking orange juice. We're back. We just took a little longer than expected. We're discussing some of our basic training days. All right, so we left off with our mysterious druid, I believe, who's gained a title. Did I catch that right?
Apparently, the Golden Dragon.
Yeah,
Whatever the hell that
apparently
means.
Grok thinks he deserves other titles than Druid, so.
Now,
Golden child.
you came here for more than just dropping this child off. So speak.
Well, that was our task coming here, but we do have other tasks that we're trying to accomplish. And
No, we wanted to come in because there's been a surge of
Attacks.
evil in the area. There have been attacks on the people in the area, and we wanted to know if you knew anything about it. The people in the town said that you had a supernatural knowledge, and that perhaps you could tell us more, so that we could perhaps track the source of these attacks.
Yes. Well,
Talked to one of the gnolls when he was attacking. He said that he was told to by, I think he said his master or something commanded it.
Voice came to him.
Voice,
telling him to
yes.
attack.
The voice told him he needed to attack. And we have seen orcs and gnolls, so it must
Giants.
be giants. It was not just one race.
yes, some of the evil tribes are being pulled towards the coast. I believe you're already searching for the one who's calling them.
Lich. Okay.
Yes.
Um,
An interesting.
Does the Lich have the children with him?
Children. You're looking for missing children as well. Yes, you mentioned that earlier.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, the Lich does not.
Do
A
you
matter
know
of-
where the children are?
The children are being used as a bargaining chip.
Are
Who
they
is he
safe?
bargaining with?
Well, give me a moment to bring up the actual name of the creature. There we go.
Are they at least safe getting fed? You know?
No, they're not safe. They've been experimented on.
Oh no. Like Brother May I's son?
yes.
Brother May I, son, what was the deal with your son?
Well, he was being utilized to feed a vampire that looked exactly like him.
Along
So
with
a
some
clone?
clones as well
Yes.
that were infants.
Ah,
So-
yes. One of the other forms of man-based magic. Using genetic material to create their clones as opposed to using magic. And you say he created
Yes.
a vampire?
Well,
That
he
or
was
he-
a vampire. We killed him.
Yeah, there was a clone, and then they turned him into a vampire, possibly.
Yes.
Could have just been a normal clone that got infected.
Sounds right. Yes, the individual
Speaking
that
of
you're
which-
searching for uses a combination of old school magic, or shall I say man-based magic. I think they called it technology in their time, or medicine. And some
That's right.
new magic he garnered from the experiments. Now, as far as the children are concerned, he is trading them to get the support of the Symbic hybrids. Have you ever heard of them?
Want to roll?
Go for it. Give
Don't
me,
think so.
we'll say history.
Guidance history. Let's bring that out. No. Is an 8. Oh, wait, that's a 10. He rolled a. Just a second. I thought I rolled the 4. So 14.
14.
I was not even going to bother with the guidance if I rolled the 4.
You probably would have heard something about something similar, maybe in your studies at the Keep.
Mm-hmm.
Simic hybrids Well, the Simics, they combine human DNA with animal DNA or elf or whatever to create hybrids of the two. And that's what a Simic hybrid ends up being. So what they're doing is they're experimenting with the children and their, as the humans called it at one point in time, their DNA to create something new. Something almost like your friend Surge.
Are they using a variety of animals? Are we going to be going up against were-pigs?
They're not lycanthropy. That's something totally different. That's more like your friend Ducks.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought I was more similar to Ducks, just he would have been way, way back in my lineage. And that's what we were. What do you mean?
Well, that's you. I was referring to you as an example. You're not exactly the same. I'm
Oh,
referring to, say, a man shark, like the upper body of a shark and the bottom body of a man, or somebody with traits of the animals themselves that look human or not quite human. It's just a mixture of their genetic makeup. And I know that's a strange word to be using, but it's a word that was used almost 2,000 years ago when things like this started.
You would never know where this lab where these guys are doing this is located.
I do not know precisely. I do know that there have been children taken from other locations other than, I believe, your island. Those were just the ones taken by your lich. The others were taken from cities that run up from the coast. I'm trying to find the actual name so I can tell you. There we are. From Costeria and Comenor, there are villages in those areas that have reported missing children. The actual city of Comenor, Netherfear, and Consti have reported missing children. I believe Netherfear has not reported too many missing. It's just mainly inland. Now, if you guys want, I will bring you over to the map and show you what I'm talking about. Not if you
So
want.
is this a linear kind of thing?
It's more of a regional kind of thing. You guys on the map now? Can you see it?
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Alright,
Yes.
so I will pointer. You guys are over. You see where Nosted's word is on the map? It's on the right hand
Yep.
side. Alright.
Yes.
Comagnon, the city that's in the country that's named after its is right there. And then you've got Consti here. And those two villages have reported their children being stolen. And in that region somewhere is where something like that may be going on. At least that's as far as his information can tell you.
So that might be where the lab is located? Or that might be where the Lich's lair is.
Oh no, these are not. As I said, child, the Lich is using the children he takes as bargaining chips to the Simic. The Simic are the ones experimenting on the children.
Oh. I thought
Let
the
me put
Lich
this
was experimenting on the
let
children.
me put this in terms that you understand. When you are trying to garner an army, you have to pay that army, or have that army created. Now the Lich, granted, can create undead, but even that is not enough to face off the combined men armies or dwarves or elven armies. So he needs more. So
Clones.
not just clones, he just needs more of an army. Hence why he pays the Simics. At least that's what I'm garnering from it. You put it there.
So we're on the verge of a Clone Wars.
Oh, that's so. Mm.
So there's a
I've even seen the remake of that, and it sucked.
so there's a valley between the mountains of Fuchili, and North Vale, and somewhere in that valley is where we'll probably find the kids that have.
That's a possibility. But like I said, the Lich is not doing it. He's using them as leverage, as payment.
So, where is the Lich?
Yeah, we need to know where his HQ is.
The Lich
Is that fair?
The Lich was headquartered where you left. Where he's at now, I don't know. He travels. He is strong enough to... I'm not going to scry on him. I'm not going to search for him. But the fates have decided you are the ones to take him down.
It is why I was sent here.
Well, I guess our best lead is that lab there in the valley around Corson. So maybe we ought to head over there and see if we can find some notes that identify the enemy general's HQ.
Now, these people that are making, are experimenting on the kids. How tough are they?
Well, I'm sure there's plenty of
How tough for anybody?
bodyguards for something like that.
Well, I mean, are there thousands of them, tens of thousands?
I mean, they're like any other race. They're spread out, but they stay secret. As far as their numbers, I'm sorry, consensus has not been done in over 2,000 years.
Okay, well, we have to save the kids. We have to get them out of there. I just don't know how we're going to do that.
I'm sure we can figure something out when we get there.
Yes. But we need to also make sure we don't have our current town invaded by any additional forces. So I'd like to finish clearing out those. And
You'll need to get your kids someplace safe too.
well, I would like to know, and whatever this guy's name is, I forget already. Would you know of any way to heal a broken mind? My son's been tortured for over a year, and his body is healed, but the mind is shattered.
Are you sure his mind is shattered? And not trapped?
I don't know.
I was able to make contact with him. When I tried to talk to him, he seemed unable to come, either that or unwilling. But it seemed more trapped within himself, either by grief or something. But he wouldn't come out, or couldn't.
Okay.
Maybe we should try tickling him.
Yes, I'm sure that'll work, Sergeant Rock. So, you've healed his body, but he will not awaken.
Correct.
Coma.
I'm sorry, Sergeant Rock, what was that?
I believe the medical term is that he's in a coma.
I believe it was the term they used. And you've connected with his mind. Tell me about this. What exactly did you see?
Well, it seemed like I was in some kind of alternate plane. Like, there was blackness everywhere, except I could see him clearly. And when I approached him, I spoke with him, but it almost seemed as if he couldn't hear me. He seemed to suffer withdrawn. He went back into himself.
And did he speak?
From what you said, he
There
just
were-
wanted to die, basically.
Yeah, he didn't really speak to me per se. It seemed more like there was a rote repetition. He just asked us to end it all.
But when you tried again later, he wasn't so willing to just die.
Okay, so what condition did you find him in?
Attached to something and body all cut open and blood being drained into these pods that apparently were creating clones of him.
He was cut open and you could see his organs and everything. It was nasty, like he had been mauled by a bear and torn to shreds, but much finer, like more precise cuts.
All right, so he looks like he's pondering this and starts to. He walks over towards what looks like a pond of water. Kneels down, runs his fingers in it, like he's drawing in the water, and it starts to shimmer. And as it does, it starts to create an image. And in the image, you see a man strapped to a wall. Not the same kind of room you found him in, but something, a wooden board. He's wearing no shirt, and he's got cut marks in different locations on his chest and his side, and you also see what looks like branding done to him. Something similar to that.
Yes. Don't think he was branded though. I would call a brand. And his chest was a little bit more open.
In the vision or the image, you see a red cloaked individual walk past, and from the view you have, he's standing in front of the eye, and you hear a sizzle and a scream from the man in front of him. He walks away, and you see a new branding mark on the guy's chest.
Okay.
Do either of those brands mean anything to any of us?
Yeah, they do. They look like the symbol that Sergeant Rock has known quite well since he's been here.
Oh, Forum Tenebris.
Yes.
The guy's being held at Forum Tenebris, one of their facilities. Yeah, these guys aren't good guys. I'm glad I resigned. Where's this located?
Who and where?
Yeah, if we could go here and rescue this guy, we might learn a little more about the Lich's headquarters for his operations anyway.
The exact location of this guy is, well, you won't make it in time. I brought this image up from the torture of a friend of mine. Well, not really a friend of mine, just an acquaintance. In the port city that you left. By the time you get there, he will no longer be alive, but the way you described what happened to your son, I figured it was something similar to this. Am I wrong?
It's similar, yes. Port Town, the one that's here in Perch, or
Oh, no.
the one in
the town that you left initially, Port... What the hell was the name of it?
Because we were at Orzul. That was the island.
The town of Maul on Arzul,
Yeah, Maul.
But there was also, we started out way back when we first started out on an island in the east.
It's the first place you started out at.
This island over here to the east of Persh?
No, the port city, Damal? No, what did I say it was?
So Maul is the city, and it did have a port adjacent to it, yeah.
Hold on, I'm trying to bring up the campaign thing so I can tell you exactly. The Baymore.
Oh, Barrymore is way up north of here.
Yes, that's the city in which this vision comes from.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Two distinctly different destinations to consider here. Either going over to Cumnor or up to Norfell and going to Barrymore.
Well, Barrymore, if that's where this guy's at, we've got a known location.
It could also be on the way. We could always go to Barrymore and then go south to Constantine.
Yeah.
Right over these
The
mountains.
only way to go from Barrymore to Constantine is through the mountains.
Yeah, it's quite
Now,
the hill. It looks.
There is a pass that you can go through. Only one other group barely made it through that pass not too long ago.
You know, if we use that route,
It's perfect for us.
Yeah, it might be unobserved coming through those mountains where nobody would expect us to come from.
The problem is the entrance is in a very, very public location. It's the Colosseum, where they have slaves fight each other. And matter of fact, the group that snuck out were those same slaves. Matter of fact, I believe they escaped those slave pens the day you set sail.
Did we do that?
I say we go that way.
Yeah, we got a
Kill a
ship.
few birds with one stone.
Yeah, we sail around the east coast
Yeah.
of Persia, go right in from the east coast of Norfale into Barrymore. Might be the fastest thing.
So how do we get into that pass, though?
I'd tell you to look up a woman who was part of a resistance, but I believe she was murdered the same night those slaves escaped, so...
So maybe try and find a resistance there.
Could be a good opportunity.
Would you be able to scry outside the city?
Well, you, as all people should know, you need an item or a person to
Yeah.
scry on.
I was just saying if you could pull up an image of a tree that was in the vicinity. That way, Surge here could just teleport us.
Oh,
It's got to
you're
be a
looking-
really big tree.
You're looking for travel by plant.
Yes.
We could always talk to the ants and see if maybe there's some tree in their root network that's big enough.
The issue there is I have to have been to
Well-
it first, I believe.
Do you have to invent it, or do you have to have knowledge of it? An intimate knowledge of it?
Give me a second.
Hold on while I check my spell list.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure I don't have it prepared.
Oh, okay. I'm just wondering if you brought up an image of that tree, then you'd seen the tree, and therefore you would be able to.
Hey, Sergeant Rock,
Yep.
give me a perception check, please.
I'll provide sound effects too. Where is it?
Never mind.
Yep. Not paying attention.
Must have seen or touched the destination plant at least once.
Oh.
So is scrying seeing it?
Oh yeah. See
Kind
or
of
touched. But you would have to scry it, not
It's wishy-washy.
Yeah, it's kind of
Yeah.
a touchy thing.
At the same
Right
time,
here.
I mean, that image we just saw, that we just saw someone in real time as if we were there being tortured. So if this archdruid could give us the same type of vision of a tree somewhere near where we need to go,
But why would I do that?
because
You can rescue your friend.
much power, and you're not helping us, you're just getting us out of your hair in a different location.
I could do that just as easy by snapping my staff again.
And you could put us close to Barrymore.
Yeah.
That
Understand
would...
that guy's being tortured is your friend. We can help that guy. We can get him out of there.
He'll die.
But if you could instantaneously get us there, maybe we could save him.
He'll still die. You all creatures die eventually.
We
But
can
not
live a little bit longer life.
Like I said, I have taken my hands out of the affairs of the living and men,
We're not asking you to put them back in. We're just asking you to move us from one place to another.
which is me interfering.
Oh, not at all.
Yes. Yes, it is.
we're going to go there anyway. We might just get there a little faster if we don't have to go by ship.
So what are you trying to do? Are you trying to persuade me?
Oh, yeah. Yep, trying to make a proper check. I would be much better with this other
I
thing.
think someone with a better charisma should persuade.
That might be a good idea.
All I have is
Just a little bit.
persuade.
I can assist you in your persuasion.
I can
All right.
try and guide you.
Yeah, might need some things from my nature here. Natural dude, and I'll put in a good word. So come on, yeah. You don't have to really be part of the war if we can remain neutral and just allow passage. And that's helping everybody. No,
You got guided too.
Yep.
Nice.
I got a 19 out of it.
Noted.
Putting on my best smile. And stating it in terms of, tactical efficiency.
Is there anything else you wish of me beyond
Uh,
that?
If you figured out how to cure my son, that'd be nice to know.
Your turn.
Oh, it's persuade?
Yeah.
All right, I will guide myself as well. $14.
Wow.
I'll have. I didn't even give the guy a name. I'll have Antoine check on him. And he can report back to me what he finds, and I will see if there's some remedy I might have.
All right, I appreciate that.
Could we possibly get a blessing from you before we go?
You ask a lot.
I don't know if you do that. I mean, I'm not a druid, so I don't know.
I don't give blessings anymore. I don't magically help out anymore.
Okay.
But
Well,
I
we're not
didn't
asking
know.
you to do any more. We're just asking you to do as much as you did before. No more, no less, right?
I made men kings before.
I don't
I
want
don't
to
want
be
to be
king.
a king. Like I said, no more.
Can I ask one little tiny thing though? Maybe. If Fred's merriment today results in a little alicorn, could you
Give it
tell
to
me?
I will tell you, but I will not
Oh.
give the animal to anyone.
Oh, I don't want it given to me. I just want to know if he becomes a daddy. I think that would be great.
I thought you were going to ask him to bless your algorithm to talk, or your
Give it until it give it so it can speak
I
common.
believe we call him Mr. Fred.
Oh, they're normally smart enough to.
It rhymes
just-
with
They
You would
can't.
No, I don't
What
believe.
you're
I
asking
don't
is
believe
awakening.
that would not be a good thing. Sorry.
You sure?
yeah, fully awakened. That would
No,
be perfect.
no, I don't want Fred to talk to other people. I mean, if he could talk to me in my mind, that would be great. But I don't want him talking to other people.
You got a big gem, I can make him talk.
She
Maybe.
wants an exclusive relationship. She doesn't want him to have.
Exactly.
I like the idea of him being awakened, and he would be smarter than Sergeant Rock.
I
He's
think it just takes him to
smarter than
10.
Dex, probably too.
Just takes him to 10.
Yeah, but what's Sergeant Rock's intelligence?
It is at 8.
See?
The alicorn might
Smarter
already
than
be
Dex.
there.
His
Just 'cause it can't
intelligence is
talk.
already a 10.
Yeah, it's a celestial being, not just a horse.
Okay.
Now, out of character on my part, magical items that you guys are attuned to.
I got the chess piece and the necklace and the wand.
So you already have 3 that you're attuned to.
Yes.
All right, Surge.
I have, let me find the attunement slots. Staff of the Woodlands and my armor.
So you
2.
have 1 slot open.
Uh-huh.
So
My
have
circlet is non-attunable.
Sergeant Rock.
I think Rock's only attunement is the mage plate.
That's the only one you have?
I'm checking to see. Yeah, War Mage plate. The boots of Elvenkind. Oh, they are attuned as well. So I've got 2 things.
All right. Sorry, I was reading something in chat. How about
I just have the flail and the brooch.
so 2? Ducks?
So, I have the frost axe and the scarab of protection. When he removed the enchantment on my hat, did that disattune it from me?
No, still attuned to you.
Oh, I'd be willing to give it up.
Oh,
Well,
hey,
there's 3 other people who have only 2 items attuned to them, so that's up to you
Hey,
guys.
I'd be willing to give it up.
actually, the boots don't require attunement. I have them equipped, but boots
I was
of
going to say, the Elvenkind boots shouldn't require attunement.
Right. So the only thing I have attuned is the armor, which is pretty cool armor.
All right, so let's do this. I need, we'll start with May I. Roll me 100 dice.
Percent.
D100. Not 2 D10s, but a D100.
Roll him 100 dice.
Yeah, roll me 100 dice.
Okay.
Roll me 100
I will
D1s.
do that.
100 D1s. Oh, I am not giving you that.
No.
Oh, wow. That must have been something really good.
Let me guess, another thing of fireballs?
No,
100% every time if you roll 100 D1s.
I know. I was just teasing.
I about did it, but I didn't.
What was that?
I'll tell you later.
Okay.
All right. So the first
Orphle.
thing, no, worse than that. First thing he
I
brings
had no
out.
idea.
One of the Eldrin come out with a bow in hand, and they hold it out to the group.
Who is an archer in our group besides me?
Yeah, we don't really have.
Well, I have a crossbow.
What type of bow?
Longbow,
I
Nope.
can't use it.
and it's made of looks like intricate wood, as if it was grown in the shape that it's in.
I guess I could use it when I'm in werebear form, but I can't use it when I'm in halfling form.
All right,
I can get proficient with them. It's just going to take time and money.
all right. Surge,
Yes.
D100.
31.
He pulls a ring off his finger and holds it out to you.
I'll take it. Thank you.
All right, and let's see. It looks like a ring with a little bitty mirror on it.
Trying. Just guessing. Or maybe it's you can just say mirror, mirror on the finger.
Okay, Sergeant
Yeah.
Rock, I need you to roll me a D100.
You can do it. Yes. Right down the middle.
Ski right.
Is that 50? All right. One of the other Eldrin come walking up, and they're holding a cloak draped across their arms.
Cloak, camo, a poncho. Perfect. Yeah, he'll try it on.
You just throw it on?
Yeah.
All right.
He says, thank you very much.
Give me just a second. See if anything happens while you put it on.
It's cursed.
Your form compacts on itself, and you feel yourself getting smaller.
Actually,
Small.
nothing currently happens. It just seems like you're wearing a nice cloak. Alright,
All
so
right,
that's...
a gift from an elephant. Take it.
Let's see, may I? Rolled that one. Surge rolled that one, and Rock rolled that one. Alright, so let's see. Punishment. Why don't you give me a percentage? Let's see how well that works out. Alright. Okay, this is a very fancy looking long sword with an emerald in the hilt.
Thank you very much. This is beautiful.
Give me a second. Okay, I'll give you more information on that in a little while. So last but not least, Dux, why don't you give me at D100? This ain't gonna do you no good.
It's a book. When you read it, you gain 25 intelligence.
Yeah, no. Why don't you give me another D100? Because this ain't gonna do you or anybody in the group any good that I can think of.
Well, we already rolled
Want me to
50.
just do the average of the three?
No, I'll just go to a lower chart and see what I find.
70, 50.
Well, technically, the longbow won't do us any good either.
I can use it.
It can be
Technically.
used.
Yeah, I had
If you take the average of the three, it's a 64.
Actually, no. This one will work right here. The I say loot. The lyre or whatever that you were playing on earlier during your little musical ballad.
Harp.
The lyre. When lyre would be like a
The
mandolin.
lyre's a type of guitar.
Yeah, it's what did they bring to you and hand you.
Oh. Thank you.
These are treasures that I've collected over the years. Maybe they'll help you on your adventures, maybe not.
You are very generous. Thank you very much.
Now, before I send you on your way, is there anything else you would like to like of me?
I don't think we should.
I hold up the skull of the thing we just killed, the Nurga or whatever.
Nagpa.
Nagpa.
What about it?
Do you know if there's any more of these running around these woods?
Not these woods, but there are
Okay.
more of them. There was what was the number? 13, I believe. No, that can't be right.
Why vultures anyway?
They're not vultures. They are wizards of great power that decided to. Oops, wrong number. There were apparently 13. Apparently now there's only 12 since you carry the head of one. They were wizards that were punished by the Raven Queen for meddling in a ritual that would have helped avert a war between the gods. She stripped them of their beauty, turned them into these scabrous bird-like monstrosities. So there are at least 12 more of these creatures out there, and the fact this one was here by itself is interesting indeed. Maybe scouting for me.
Do they
Well-
usually travel in groups?
Or they usually travel with somebody else. They tend to stay together.
So they all 12 of them are together somewhere?
Possibly.
Yikes.
Or they could be spread out. They could be working for this lich of yours, searching for powerful things, such as, well, this one may have been looking for my grove.
Is there anything we can do to help you?
Help me?
You have been so generous to us and given us these marvelous gifts. I feel we should help you somehow. Do something for you.
You have a task that's very daunting before you. As I said, I care not for the fears of man, but I really don't want to live in a world ruled by some undead lich. Not that I can help you with it. Take him out. Correct his wrongs, and I will call that even. And do not pass on the location of my grove to anyone else. I would really appreciate that. I'd hate to have to strike more people down than I already have.
I consider it classified information, sir.
I would never tell anyone about this.
So, nothing more?
I do have a question for you.
Yes, young druid.
I seem to be a little different than some other druids I know. I've acquired, the forms of a few creatures that I've never seen others able to acquire or transform into. I've been able to, I had this vision where I would talk to a few, and they told me if I needed their assistance to call upon them. And as one of them, I'll pop out the blue dragon real quick and then drop that. That's one of them, but the one I talked to was this one in particular, and I'll pop out and I'll turn into a nightmare. And if it's the same as when it talked to me, it would have blue flames instead of the red and orange.
Have you
And
drank?
then drop that and...
Yes. Have you drank any weird beverages from the Feywild recently?
Back when I was traveling a while ago as a keeper, I did come across a beverage of some ancient Marudka.
May I see it?
I'll reach in my bag and pull it out if it's there.
He pops the top, sniffs at it, looks at it, running his hands over the bottle. This was quite the trickster you met when you received this, wasn't it?
Yes, it was I think he was a mouse folk, if I remember right. I having trouble recalling his name. I remember he upset a ancient blue dragon, and I guess the dragon turned him into that.
Yes.
And
I once knew her as Morgana, but that's beside the point.
yeah, they apparently, when the dragon decided that they had been trapped in that form long enough, they transformed back into a tabaxi, is what it looked like they actually were, and faded off into ash. Apparently they'd been alive for 1,000 or so years, it seemed.
A little further north of that, yes.
From what I recall at the top of my head, it's been a minute.
That would explain why your friend Rock sees things the way he does. I'm assuming...
You mean he sees things differently?
Yes, he does. Have you not noticed him seeing things differently?
But
He's
always
just been
found all sorts
crazy,
of weird
so
nonsense, so.
yeah.
And
Never really believed him.
You drank this.
Yeah.
I did. Nothing happened.
Probably because you're protected. You have other benefits that are... How to put this? That kept you from garnering the trickster's gifts, if you will.
You know, I drank some of that, and I just got some orders that were issued by Supreme Allied Command.
Really? And what do I look like before you?
Supreme Allied Command.
Just your everyday golden dragon.
And how much fun is that for the rest of the group when you see things they do not?
I do seem to get a little confused sometimes, but, well, you can't explain everything to everybody.
It has helped us out.
Yes, it's beneficial, but there are times where it's, I believe the phrase is comical to others. What about you, Brother May I?
I talk to dead people, so and him seeing things I can't really mount him for.
These things are all gifts, if you will, if they're used properly, from the trickster who gave you the Maruka. You drank it, had your visions, and were given gifts in response. Some comical, but all very beneficial to your group in some form or another.
What would happen if we drank from it again?
Nothing. You've already garnered what you can from it. You might get a little drunk, but you'd garner nothing more.
Those of us who haven't garnered anything, if we drink it, then maybe.
Once you've drank from the bottle, you are now immune to whatever it has.
See.
So those of us that didn't drink, are we going to get something special if we do?
I think it was a one-time deal. The magic activated when it was first opened, and once it was drunk, the magic dissipated. You did not partake with the rest of the group?
I was scouting for trouble in the sky.
You don't drink alcohol anyway, though, right?
And I don't drink alcohol. It's against my teachings.
Well, maybe you're lucky. Who knows what kind of gift or curse you would have been given. Anyway, are there any more questions?
I do have one more question. I know you slept through it, but maybe you've heard some of the history that I missed out on. I'm dying to know. The Allied forces were able to force the surrender of the Axis powers.
That here, yes.
Good enough for me.
There's
Thanks.
just one of many wars that were fought by men.
That was my war, and a victory means a lot to me. I think you just boosted my morale, sir. Thanks a lot.
Is anybody victorious in war?
United States is, sir.
I do not recall the number of innocents or soldiers that died during that war, but there's been several throughout the millennia that have. Death is still a losing point where war with man is concerned. The Fae were almost wiped out by man. Well, that's another story.
From what we saw, if it is to be believed on whatever it was when we were down in a complex, if you want to call it that, we saw them opening a rift, a portal, or something, and that's when the humans had, been attacked by the Fae. I take it.
Some fae, some other creatures. When you mess with magic that you do not understand, you create chaos. And in that chaos, dangerous things can happen. What happened is they found crystals imbued with natural magics. They realized if they plugged their technology, or their form of magic, into them, they'd get a result. But just like men have been for as long as they've been on this planet, they never think of what they should do. They just think of what they can do.
Wisdom and smarts ain't the same thing. Yeah, I heard that before.
In the process, they found things they didn't understand, took them captive, and experimented on them. Something similar to the vision I showed you a moment ago, but with their form of magics and science, as they called it. So, of course, those on the other side, the Fae, if you will, who have been thriving for centuries in the Feywild, took offense to the realms of men, invading on their security once more, and fought back. In the ensuing war, some calamity happened that shut everything. The sun, the air around us, magics in the world, it was all released at the same time. I don't believe it's according to your keeper's writings. There was, 1,000 years of darkness, with no knowledge whatsoever?
I believe that. That sounds about right.
And now Fae are now here, locked in the realms of men once more. But this time it's different. This time it's more balanced. Maybe this time it'll stay that way.
Got another question then. So that thing that happened before the 1,000 years of darkness, was the U.S. Army involved in that?
I believe the term used at the time was Allied forces.
Probably defeating some kind of rude Nazi experiment.
Well, there were no Nazis for a few hundred years before they did that. When you won
I did have one question. Before I left with Onkar, before I left, he did something, and I don't know what it was, but now I have this mark here, and I show him my tattoo on my side. I don't know what it is, but I feel a presence with him, if you will.
You mean your furry presence?
No, I show him the tattoo on my side that Onkar left on me.
Yes, which is what imbued you with the ability to shape change.
No. Did it?
Part of it, yeah.
Oh.
It connected you more with nature.
Okay.
Even though you're not a druid or a ranger, you are still connected to nature through that mark, which allows you to communicate with the animals as well, and has pretty much become one.
I see.
And I believe you've communed recently with another creature, have you not?
Maybe?
I mean, it only happened a few weeks ago.
Oh, with the tree?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I was like, wait a minute.
Forgot about your communion with the tree already.
Yeah.
No, you said creature. I don't think of the tree as a creature, though. But,
It's
yeah.
only a couple of weeks for these guys, but for us players, that's a few months.
I remember. It was a beautiful, beautiful time with the World Tree. I think he called himself.
Yes.
I made a donation.
So I heard.
Well, as far
Now,
as we're
there is
getting-
a lot of history, Sergeant Rock, that happened after your reported demise. Too much to go into now. Perhaps one day in the future, when you get past your current dilemmas and troubles, we can sit and discuss my past and your future.
I would be interested, sir. Yep. I'm glad to know that reports of my demise were somewhat exaggerated.
No, the report of your demise was not exaggerated. You did, in fact, die on that battlefield. It was actually reported and kept in files. They kept in a place called the Pentagon.
I bet my mom wasn't too happy.
That's how your current nemesis, if you will, or your current target, found you and brought you here.
Oh.
Through those records.
You know, old Baldo didn't give me a lot of detail about that part.
Yes, it was a ritual taught to him by the one you call the Lich.
Did you know what the Lich's real name was before he became one?
I might.
Well, I mean, honestly, Sergeant Rock, you didn't even know you were working for the Nazis when you were brought here. Till I told you.
Yeah, Baldo wasn't entirely candid about the purpose of bringing me here.
Things the human mind does to keep from going insane.
Yeah, well, I think I took care of some of that nefarious behavior on Baldo's part.
Thank you very much for your hospitality. It's been refreshing.
Yep, and the information about the victory.
One more gift for you before you leave. He reaches over, and one of the Eldrin bring over a saddlebag. And he hands the saddlebag to Serge. This is for your travel. You reach in.
Thank you.
You think of something you wish to nourish yourself with, and you pull it out.
So yeah, I'll reach in. Yeah.
And you bring out a piece of cake.
Yeah.
I'll look up the exact name for that item for you in a little bit and give it to you once we're finished.
Rock runs
Now-
over and says, "Candy corn," sticks his arm in.
And you come out with a handful of this weird-looking, colorful stuff that you know is candy corn. Everybody else has no clue what it is.
Like corn kernels.
Well, I
That
mean,
is amazing.
They don't even look like corn kernels. They look like
Amazing.
Sharp, they look like sharp teeth.
Well, they
That
kinda
is,
look like weird
They
looking.
look kind of moldy or something.
yeah, that
Oh,
corn.
come on. Did no one catch that joke besides me?
What was it?
Amazing.
Oh, amazing,
Mhm.
yes.
Yeah.
I did not
Picked
catch
up
that.
on it.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm here all week.
Yeah, missed it.
For at least the next 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah. Well, I'm literally where I'm at all week. So, just saying.
So if there's nothing else you require of my services,
You have been so generous. I can't believe
Yes, thank
you've
you.
been wonderful.
then follow
Yeah.
me.
Is it?
So I'm gonna ask for permission to approach.
Is Fred going to stay here? Or is he coming with me?
Fred comes walking around the corner.
Hey, buddy, have you been having a good time?
He
I
gives
think
you
you
like
have.
a nod.
Yeah, I know you have. I saw what you were doing.
So I asked for permission to approach to the dragon, or sorry, the elder.
Yeah, just go ahead and let it out. Yes.
So I walk forward and I know that my My offering may be paltry, but may I please offer the same gift that I gave to the tree?
What gift would that be?
I gave the tree some of my life force.
You are going to need that life force.
I'm glad it's not like the gift that Sergeant Rock left.
Yeah, I was thinking I'm not going to make the same offer.
And I do appreciate that, Sergeant Rock.
What tree are we talking about?
The world tree, the one that we all spoke to on the island.
Was he there that
No.
episode?
No, May I stayed in the town.
That's right, he was with his son.
Yep.
Because he was unable to make it that week for the.
He missed the
episode.
tree.
I was taking care of my kids.
I will check in on your son and see if I can devise the problem or the dilemma.
But yeah, while I was asking about these people and hold the skull up again, it's just to make sure your chess partner doesn't get killed again along the way.
He'll be fine. I'll make sure of it. He should have sent me a message when he left the village to begin with, like he always does. I do not know why he did not this time.
Oh, and I proffer the stakes to the elders, saying, we found these and they had a strange presence. I didn't know if you wanted them or to destroy them, or these are what were used to hold your friend to the tree.
Yes, they sap the life force from a creature, and at the same time cause agonizing pain.
I'll drop them.
Sounds like a Nazi implement if ever there was one.
You know, I think the Nagpa just really surprised him. I don't think any of us were expecting that.
I don't think
as
we
you go to drop
leave
them,
those there.
as you drop them, you'll notice the ground before they even hit the ground comes up in a circle, and it looks like a circle of stones, and in the middle is a green fire.
Yes. And
as they drop, they fall into the green fire, and you see the fire consume them and destroy them as they fall into the fire.
Hefty.
Once again.
And then it goes away.
That's impressive.
Yes, that's what we called Fey fire.
I wonder if any of my people know how to do that.
Nope.
Not this one.
That is
Alright.
that is a method that has been lost to time.
Yeah, we know a lot about fire, but I'm pretty sure we don't know anything about that kind of fire.
That fire was used to forge the greatest weapon that ever was made.
What was that?
Oh, it was a sword.
Neat.
An emerald in the hilt.
No.
I wish.
He actually puts his hand on the sword behind him.
Oh, the one you have.
Yes.
Can I just look at it?
No.
I just want to. Oh,
No.
This one, no.
I don't. I wasn't going to touch it. I just wanted to look at it. You have been more than generous.
Yeah,
Really, we are
I think
probably
it's time for us
wasting
to
your
move
time.
on.
Yeah.
We
But I
know
would
where-
like.
We know where he lives, right?
For now.
So we can come back and report when it's all over.
If we need to get a hold of you to let you know that we've killed the Lich, do we come back to the big?
Your little
You were in
friend
before?
that's following you will let me know.
Our friend that follows us?
Crow that's been following us.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
the crow.
Him and his
Is that
master.
Pepper?
Him
Black,
and his
I call it.
master are keeping close watch on you.
He and who?
He and his,
His master.
Who's his master?
Story anyway.
The crow is. Wait, you're not the master of the crow?
No, I am not the master of the crow.
Oh,
I don't keep familiars. Only.
What's his
sorcerers
story
do.
anyway?
Who?
well, who's the crow's master?
That is for him to tell you, not me.
Ah,
Sergeant
I see.
Rock. He said that it looks that he sees a man.
It's because familiars are fey creatures. They take on the form of what the caster wants them to look like.
Oh,
But they are still fey in their very nature. Hence why
Alright.
Sergeant Rock's vision can be considered comical at times.
so that's why I keep saying when I see him, I say, "Hey, Faye, What do you say?
Well, I'm sure he enjoys that every time, doesn't he? Now, if you're done with your questions and you would like to get on your way,
We're
follow.
sorry, we didn't mean to take up so much of your time.
All I have is time.
We're ready. Let's move out.
I mean, I've been in this world for millennia, and I will continue to be in this world. So all I have is time, and you're not wasting mine. But you
good.
are wasting yours.
I didn't know you.
We do have children to save, after all.
So he walks over towards a tree that's in the grove, pulls the sword out, and does a downward slash in front of the tree. And as he does, you see the sword literally cut the air in front of the tree. And it opens up. You have 6 seconds.
I know that spell, just haven't used it.
Run through.
Yeah. There's no hesitation.
And as you look back as you're going through the tree, the little kid's waving. He sheathes the blade, and you swear as he sheathes the blade that electricity shoots up the blade as it goes back in the sheath. And then, of course,
I send a mental farewell to my tree brothers as I leave.
And the gate closes.
And we arrive where?
I don't know.
Exactly.
Have you looked?
Yeah. We just got out.
I better get on Fred and take to the air, see if I can figure out where we're at.
You smell the scent of rotting fish and salt. You feel a warm breeze blow against you. The ground beneath your feet where the tree is at is solid. It's kind of rocky. But it's dark. A few clouds in the sky, but there's no moon.
Would I be able to tell any landmarks at all?
Give me some perception checks.
Dark, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to look off to the west and see if I can make out mountains to the west. Maybe
as well.
A shape in the stars would give away that there's a rise, some mighty hills off there.
Yep, you can tell there's mountain ranges off to your west. Brother May I is probably a little discombobulated from the trip because one minute he's in the grove, the next minute he smells this rotted fish in his face. Surge, ducks, and corporal punishment. The night's not silent. You do hear off in the distance what sounds like a large crowd and the clash of steel.
Like a Colosseum kind of crowd?
Colosseum type of crowd.
So then we're close to Barrymore, aren't we?
And you also see the ships being pulled into dock no more than 2 miles from where you're standing.
Onward ho! Hey,
Wow.
all right.
Or like here-ish? Or no, here-ish.
Seeing as I don't have the map on that side.
Oh, sorry.
No. And I probably just screwed up the map. Where did I say?
Yeah. If it's a profile of the mountains to the west of Barrymore, I see mountains to the west of this place.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah, go.
You are
Good guess.
more in that area. I'd say not that far over, but you are
But
definitely
like right around here.
Let's come from here. You're more up. Okay, well, never mind. Okay, you see where the line is below Barrymore?
Uh-huh.
You're more between the dot for Barrymore and that line.
Like here-ish?
Yeah, well, seeing as how your circle doesn't open up until it's got covering half the box.
Yeah.
I'm just saying you're kind of like in between there. I can't even point at it with a pointer because the way the thing works. There you go. Little dot right there works. So that's about where you're at.
So let's head to Barrymore then, yeah?
All right, so you guys make your way.
And while we're making our way, can someone with more magical prowess than I identify items that we received?
I'm just going to go ahead and attune to this one.
And
This
you're,
ring.
you're attuning to the ring.
Yeah.
I want to know what they do before I decide to attune to anything.
Sergeant Rock, did you attune to yours?
Yeah. Do they match his boots?
Not exactly, but something close.
Do they provide camouflage?
You have a feeling to pull a hood up over you.
All right. He pulls the hood up over him and dodges into a bush.
You,
Okay.
as, soon as you pull the hood up over you, nobody sees you. You've just turned invisible.
Oh.
Visibility.
Before you even get to the bush. Oh, okay. Wow. Oh, that's OP.
All right. So with that, you have a cloak of invisibility.
Well, how many kind? I've got to look it up. How many times can you use that a day?
Give me a moment. And I will...
Once. You just wasted it.
Yep. Used it all up. That's it. Roll.
Damn.
Huh.
Holy shit.
Immediately breaks.
No. D&D Beyond just says you can pull it. Oh, it's 2 hours of use, but you can break it up.
Yeah, you get 2 hours total.
A
Right.
day
Okay.
or
And
A
that's
day,
okay.
2 hours a day.
Half an hour or something like that. Okay.
Okay, yeah, so there is your... Oh, that's a ring.
Increments of 1 minute. Okay, that's still a lot of invisibility.
So did you
Yep.
put... You said you put the ring on?
Yep.
All right.
Rings on.
And you are attuned to it, so it does require attunement.
Yep.
You have a feel that any spells thrown your direction are going to be harder to hit you. And I'll just tell you what it is. It's a ring of spell turning.
Okay.
So if you roll a 20 for the save, the spell, if it's 7th level or lower, has no effect on you, but instead targets the caster. Using the spell slot,
Nice.
save, DC, and all that of the caster.
So it'd be there. Like if they attacked me and it was turned on them, it'd be them again.
Yes, it'll be against them. All right,
Okay.
so that's your ring. That's the cloak.
Called a ring of spell bouncing. A ring of spell turning would allow you to take a lightning bolt, and as it shoots, you'd be able to turn it so they hit somebody that you weren't aiming at as a trick.
All right, so did you say you wanted to check on your item or just have it in whatever?
I wanted to check on them.
All right.
Yeah,
Brother May
I
I
can-
is the only one can do that. Is he going to do that with the items that are left?
if you guys want to give me time to do it, it's a ritual.
10 minutes. We got
10 minutes
I'll
each?
carry you, Brother May I. I'll go into bearer form, and Brother May I can ride me.
Okay.
Sure. All right. So you rolled a 50 on that one. What was it?
You had a sword with an emerald in the hilt, a lyre, and a grown longbow. You said it looked like intricate wood.
Okay, so the instrument is considered the instrument of the bards.
we have a bard. Oh,
Yeah, but you had a person that was playing an instrument earlier, so who knows? Maybe when he levels up again, he picks up bard.
Multi-classes and bard. Expertise and everything.
actually, Rock has an awesome charisma. He could do well as a bard.
So you have that. It does require attunement by a bard, though. So
So Rock will have to send off his application for a cross-training opportunity. See if somebody will approve him, going to a course.
all right. So the next item that we have that you guys garnered. Where is it?
You said it was a longbow that looked like it had been grown, made from intricate wood.
Yeah, that is an oak bow. Oath bow.
Oops.
Oath. O-A-T-H bow.
Oh, I thought you said oat bow. Shoots oats.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, maple and brown sugar.
And the sword. Where's the sword? I mean, I know the name of the sword. I just was trying to find it on the list here so I could tell you what it does. The sword is called a sword of answering. There it is.
And it does what?
Give me a moment to bring it actually up. Gotta wait for it to load. Alright, so this is a +3 bonus to attacks and damage rolls made with this sword. In addition, while you hold the sword, you can use your reaction to make one melee attack with it against any creature within your reach that deals damage to you. You have advantage on the attack roll, and any damage dealt with this special attack ignores any damage immunity or resistance the target has. Proficiency with a
Okay.
longsword allows you to add your proficiency bonus to the attack roll for any attacks you make with it. This one is considered an answer sword. It's
Name is Answerer.
has chaotic alignment, chaotic good alignment, and it has the gem emerald in the hilt.
Okay.
Now, unless we want to do a lore check on that, I can't give you any more than that. And that should be all the items.
Now, what was that
that bag?
81?
What was what, 81?
Where I rolled an 81, you said, no, I'm not giving you that.
Oh, I told you I'll tell you that off stream. So if you want to stand by. So you guys have made your way here. Got your nice little... You convinced the archdruid, or whatever he may have been, to transport you via plant, is what I believe the spell that Surge said it looked like.
Yep.
To where you wanted to be. You've done your identifying, and now you're making your way towards the city?
Yes. We're going to go check into the local Hilton.
All right. As you're approaching the city gates, there are archers on the walls and a couple guards standing out front, checking wagons and stuff as they come in. So what we'll do is we'll stop there, and we'll pick up there next week.
Did you say a lore check?
Yes, a lore.
Lord.
There's a spell you can cast that gives you a ability to check the lore of an item.
Ah, okay, don't have that spell.
All right, so but I'll fill y'all in here in a minute. So what we'll do is we'll pick that up next week, same time, 7 o'clock Sunday. Don't forget to check back with us this Friday. Does that work for you, Christy? This Friday is our Hunter of the Reckoning camp.
Yes, it is.
Game.
Yes.
So you can check back with us this Friday at 7 o'clock for that, and stay posted for another GUI Gurus on the GUI Cube Twitch channel. Don't know exactly when we're going to be doing it again. We're trying to make sure it doesn't counteract with Gen Con's virtual gaming, which sold out. So all 20 tables they're running at Gen Con is sold out to play.
Probably
I
the
think
first couple.
I don't know if they have any more slots left or not. I think you tried sharing the link before. But we will catch you all next week. Until then, remember we're all in this together. And love one another. Come on. Let's get through this. You guys have a good week.
Hey, everyone. Thanks for watching.
Take care.